Hey, this video will show you how to make the Stranger Things logo in Photoshop Elements. I'm going to start off here by clicking on File, New, Blank File. I'm going to keep my width at 12, my height at 12, both of these on inches. I'm going to change the background to transparent and say OK. Over here on the text button, I'm going to change my font to Bing Duet Pro. The Bing Duet Pro ITC is the font that is used in Stranger Things, and I will put the link to that below. So I've got it on text. I want to have it on black. I'm going to put it on left justified right here. And I'm going to type in all caps. I'm going to leave the S out. And I'm going to leave the R off at the end. So I've got Trange right there. Click OK. I'm going to right click on this layer, simplify the layer, go to Edit, Stroke Outline, change the color to red, and I'm going to leave it at 3 pixels. And outside should be the selection here for the location. And it's going to change that. Then I'm going to come back to my Type tool and capital S here. I'm going to back that up because I want to change the font to the color to black. So capital S. Now to get this to change without messing up, like you don't want it to pull this way, you want it to be uniform. Click right there on that square. You see how it changes? When it gets to be the long square like that, you can drag it. So I'm going to just kind of eyeball it here and say OK. Then I'm going to right click on it, simplify, file, edit, stroke, color is red, 3 pixels outside. Okay. Now I'm going to come back to here and do a capital R. Again, let's change the color to black. Capital R. Let's try that again. Click on there we go. Now I'm going to pull this R here to about the top of this S, and I'm going to drag it so it's about the same size. Then I'm going to put it over here, click on it, right click, simplify layer, file, edit, stroke, color red, everything's still the same, and say OK. Now I'm going to click on the S layer over here, and I'm going to hold my Shift key down and click on the bottom layer. And if you'll come down here on the Align section, I want them to be the same at the top, so I'm going to click right here at the top, and that's going to get them to be on the same line. Then I'm going to unclick the S and just get the Trange file selected. Hold your Control key down, and that way it skips this layer and just grabs the R layer. And the same thing, I'm going to click the the top Align button. So now that that's set up, I'm going to change my color to black, come back to the text, and type in things. We're rolling along here. Okay. What I'm going to do now is this things is already highlighted, and I want to center this up with this part right here. So I'm going to hold the Control key down and highlight that so these 2 layers are highlighted. I'm going to go down here to my Align key and push middle, and you see how that moves that over. Then I'm going to highlight just things, right click on it, simplify layer, go to Edit, Stroke, change the color to red, still under 3 pixels outside, and say OK. So we're almost finished. We're going to now put the line that goes across the top. So I'm going to have my rectangular tool. This is the one that's highlighted, so I want that. I want it to be black, so I'll change that to black. So I'm going to start about right here and go across, and that looks good. So just to be pretty close, I'm going to, that's the shape at the top. I'm going to rename that. I'm going to call it top line. So I'm going to hold my control key down and keep that highlighted and highlight the S. And I'm going to, I clicked the arrow key to open this window, this box back up. And I'm going to left. So now this is lined up over here. So now I'm going to just highlight this one and drag this down. Just kind of eyeballing it. That looks good. Now I'm going to put a line here. So again, color black and the rectangle. Okay. That looks good. It looks about the same size. I'm going to call this, rename it and call it left line. And again, I'm going to do the same thing over here. And that looks good. Oh, it needs to come out a little bit more. I'm going to drag it. Okay. Now I've got the left line. Oh, I'm going to rename this to right line. Okay. So I'm going to highlight that one and this one. And I think the middle button. Well, nope, that's not it. Let's see. Again, highlight them both. I think that might do it. Yeah, the center side. So that now they're lined up straight across. So now the right line over here, I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to simplify the layer. Go to Edit, Stroke, change the color to red. Say OK. Left line. Left line, simplify layer, stroke, red, okay. And then the top line, right click, simplify layer, stroke outline, and okay. Now if you'll hold your Alt key down, and you can use your mouse scroll roll bar, and you can zoom in a lot easier that way. You want to kind of get a good look here. I want to click on my eraser key. There are several options for the eraser. You want the magic eraser. We're going to go right line, click it in the middle, left line, click it in the middle, top line, click it in the middle, things. Gonna have to individually do these. I'm just left clicking on each in the middle to delete that black part. Okay, that looks good. So we're going to do one more thing. I'm going to say new blank file. I'm going to change it to background color and say OK. I'm clicking on my paint bucket, changing the color to black. Let's try that again. Click right there. Go to my photo bin. There is the Stranger Things logo. I'm going to drag it. Ooh, yeah, that looks good. Come up here. Drag it a little bit. That looks good. If you want to adjust this line, like these lines look a little thick to me, just double click back on this one. So you got your top line, and you can still adjust it. So you can make it a little skinnier or more narrow here. Same with here. And right line. Okay, so let's go back to the photo bin. And let's get rid of this layer. And go back to this one that we just finished playing around with. And just drag it. Nice. Thanks for watching. Please push subscribe.